Been about a month now, and of course, people are still at home, and we know people want to get back to work. Everybody wants life to get back to normal.
Well, tonight we have some good news. We are getting closer and could be ready to start the process as soon as next week. In the past 2 hours, North Carolina releasing a mixed bag of data. We saw our highest daily increase in new cases, 561 in just 24 hours, and we've now topped 10,000 cases. But there are signs of hope. Our positive tests are decreasing in terms of percentages. Of course, with each passing day, families are growing more anxious to get out. More than 30 million Americans have now lost their jobs because of the virus. And with rent or mortgage payments due tomorrow, we know all of this can be scary.
We must get this economy running better. But we need working North Carolinians to trust that they will feel safe as we move forward.
And right now, Channel 9 has live team coverage as we look toward the reopening of North Carolina from the state level to the county level. Want to start with Elsa Gillis going over the latest from Governor Cooper. Elsa.
Here's the big takeaway from the governor today. He is optimistic that we can move into phase 1 next week, but the trends are mixed. So he says it's crucial that we continue to follow the stay-at-home order.
Right now, some are on track, but there are some potential warning signs ahead. That being said, North Carolinians have made tremendous sacrifices, and it's working. By looking out for your health and those around you, you're making a difference.
There are 4 trends officials are watching. Here's where they stand as of today. 1, people coming to the ER with COVID-like symptoms. That's gone up over the last 7 days after decreasing. The percent is level, but that recent uptick, that's not what we want to see. New confirmed cases in North Carolina, number 2, that's increased. In fact, we hit a high for North Carolina today at 561 new cases. The caveat here is they're testing more people, so more new cases are expected. And here are the more positive trends. 3, the number of positive tests as a percentage of total tests is going down. And 4, the number of hospitalizations are leveling. That is a good thing.
So as I put this all together, I would say the overall picture is mixed, but we remain optimistic that these trends will be stable enough to move into phase 1 next week.
My message today is to stay vigilant. Right now, we need people to continue following the stay-at-home order so that we can move into the phases of easing restrictions. Complacency could risk lives and undo these plans.
Now, we also learned today that testing and contact tracing are increasing, but the state is still having issues with gowns and N95 masks with less than a 30-day supply. Erica.
Right, so a lot of pieces and elements to this puzzle to get us back to where we're able to reopen. Thank you, Elsa.
Now, when it comes to reopening Mecklenburg County, the health director, Gibby Harris, says that our trends are holding stable. She does think that we'll be ready when the governor's order lifts next week.
Their belief at the state level is that as long as our trends are staying stable or decreasing, that we'll be ready to move into phase 1, and that's what we're seeing here in Mecklenburg County right now.
But even now, Mecklenburg County officials are easing restrictions in places like parks. Today, park gates were back open again, allowing people to drive in for the first time since April the 8th. Channel 9's Susanna Black is live at Freedom Park tonight. So the first day they're back open, Susanna, are you seeing a lot of people out there?
Well, as it's gotten later in the day, absolutely. But still, the park here isn't crowded. People we've seen seem to be social distancing and say just seeing other people outside is a good thing.
But it's been quiet, very quiet.
Christopher Thomas walks in Freedom Park every morning with his boys, and since the COVID-19 pandemic, they've typically been alone. But today, seeing cars in the parking lot for the first time in weeks.
I think it's a sense of freedom for everyone involved.
Mecklenburg County officials are easing restrictions in parks, opening the gates for the first time since April 8th. It's a small step in the big plan to reopen, and people are pleasantly surprised to see it.
I was just driving by and noticed, and I saw cars in here, so I decided to come in.
But once they're in, there are still rules to follow. Playgrounds, sports courts, and public bathrooms will stay closed. High contact sports like soccer and baseball aren't allowed, and no group can be larger than 10 people. Cassidy Storm says from what she's seen, so far, so good.
Everybody's kind of unspoken, like you can go on the path first, and then I'll go once you're past. It's definitely different. I mean, there's definitely a different feel right now, and I think that's probably a good thing that everybody still has distance.
And I also want to note that tennis courts are now open and people can play as long as they social distance, and golf is still allowed. Scott.
All right, Susanna, great to see people having more places to get outside and be active and do it safely. Thank you for that live report there. Now, as things stand right now, North Carolina remains under the stay-at-home order until next Friday. By then, we will have spent 4.5 weeks at home.
But you have seen the push to reopen even sooner by a lot of people who are genuinely worried about their jobs, their bills, how they're going to feed their families. Tomorrow, that push is coming into uptown Charlotte. There's a group called Reopen MEC that's planning a protest at Trade and Tryon. And we saw some demonstrations this morning in Hickory, business owners there protesting against the stay-at-home order. They talked about their problems that they've had getting any of the money from the federal government's business loan program. One business owner said that they're determined to open tomorrow, even if it means that he could get arrested. And we're still finding some confusion in Gaston County, where commissioners first announced that they would not support the stay-at-home order and then changed their tune, saying that businesses should follow it. Channel 9's Ken Lemon is joining me now. Ken, you found one business owner who did try to open against the rules.
Yeah, and she had her welcome and open sign right out here on the sidewalk here in Cherryville. It is now removed. She picked it up, voluntarily closed when police asked her to. She told me she does not regret opening. And with tears in her eyes, she told me this is not about defiance. It is about survival.
It's just heartbreaking.
It's been about 6 weeks since Alice Sisk has had a customer in her store. That changed today when she hung this sign.
I don't know what else to do. I'm here, I'm open.
Tears roll down her cheeks as a single mom with a daughter in college thought about her decision.
A person can only take so much.
She sold some items on Facebook during the shutdown, but business fell by 75%. She had to lay off both of her employees, and she said she has been denied government assistance for small business owners. She fears she will lose it all if she waits until the governor's order ends next week.
And I've been here 13 years, and I don't want to have to close the doors.
She was inspired yesterday when Gaston County commissioners signed an order encouraging businesses to reopen with strict social distancing measures. The chairman of the board was defiant and pledged to support any business or church that reopened, even after mayors of all 12 cities in the county said they're following the governor's order.
I support Tracy Philbeck 100%.
She told him that by phone right after opening today. Philbeck told her the governor's order still takes precedence, then gave his blessings.
The Gaston County Commission support you.
About an hour and a half after that call, Cherryville police arrived and asked Sisk to shut down. She complied.
I stood my ground.
Now, she will still sell items via Facebook. She says that in that hour and a half time, she did about $150 worth of business. Not a lot, but she told me it's worth it, Erica.
Yeah, just seeing her emotions there, Ken. This is really difficult for all of us. So thank you for sharing her story.
Well, the president is going to be leaving it up to each state now to decide on their own social distancing guidelines and best practices. Now, he says because they're in control, the federal guidelines will expire today and not be renewed. Public health experts say we all need to embrace the new normal moving forward. And they say that should include extending and not relaxing social distancing at this point.
There are now more than 6,000 positive cases in South Carolina. That's out of 56,512 tests. And sadly, 41 more people have lost their lives since yesterday. South Carolina lawmakers have a return date. Both the Senate and House plan to reconvene in Columbia on May the 12th, so in just a couple of weeks.
You're probably looking for a lot more ways to exercise, get out there and enjoy this beautiful weather. So starting next Saturday, Charlotte leaders are going to start to shut down a few roads to through traffic, meaning only people who live on the road can use it, so you can walk and bike on them. But of course, watch out for people who might be driving there if they live on the street. It's part of the Shared Streets program they're putting out now, and the closures will impact McClintock Road from the Plaza to Morningside Drive in Commonwealth, and Romney Road from Euclid Avenue to Kenilworth in Dilworth. Also Jamestown Drive, Irby Drive, Westfield Road from Freedom Park to Brandywine Road in South Charlotte.